My subscribers obviously love stop motion. I mean, that's kind of why they subscribe. But today we're gonna see if they're any good at making stop motion. I already asked them if I could react to their videos, and they all said yes, except for this guy, and I took his comment as a yes. Just a warning, I did already watch all of the videos to make sure they are completely clean, just so we don't get demonetized. Even though we're not monetized yet, we still have 1.4 thousand watch hours left. So guys, make sure to watch these videos all the way through because it really does help. Now I wrote all the videos down on a hat, and I'm going to go and pick one. First video we are going to be reacting to today is, oh, come on. The Magician by Finlay M Animations. Okay, cool. Looking good so far. The voices are great. Great job. The first thing I guess I would say is great job on the puppets. Great job on everything. Probably, honestly, better than what I could do if I started to make a puppet right now. But I do want to say the puppets feel a little stiff in the movement. That's personally just what I think. I mean, it's actually pretty smooth now that I watch it back again. I do love the rabbit. The rabbit is awesome. Oh, and then I love that part at the end, the wink. So yeah, I would mostly say the movement feels a little bit stiff on the rabbit when the rabbit's kind of going towards the little wand. I would say it's a little stiff. I know it's really hard with such a small thing, but such a small figure, it's really hard to get it to movement to be smooth and everything. On the Magician, you did a pretty good job. Yeah, I mean, this is something I really see on a lot of claymations because, again, if you're trying to make these puppets yourself, which is actually really hard to do, you have to make these all the wire armatures to keep the puppet moving correctly. And so I think, Finlay, I think you did a really good job with this, personally. Yeah, except for it is obviously stiff because it's a wire puppet, and that's a really hard thing to do correctly. And I actually think for, you know, where you are, Finlay, you did a really good job with this. Certainly much better than I could do. That's my only thing, really, is that it's a little stiff. Maybe work a little bit more on the clothing. I noticed a lot of the clays cracking. That happened to me when I tried to do clay figurine too, so I totally understand, but it is something that you can work on. Okay, I just kind of realized this is going to be a very long video, and it's going to be pretty hard to edit, so thumbs up. Okay, next video. Your new Captain America. This is a scene from a movie, I believe, that somebody recreated. I haven't watched whatever movie this is from. I don't even know if it's from a movie, but we're gonna react to it. So let's go. I think I'm gonna have to mute this one. I think the audio might be copyright. Okay, so at the first part, I guess it's the mayor or something. He's saying, "Join me in welcoming Captain America." Okay, so he's standing at this podium. The scene, yeah, the set building seems to be pretty good. It's a little confusing, I do have to say that. It's a little, I'm not really exactly sure when I see it, like what's happening. You know, there's these two guys in black standing next to, I'm assuming it's the mayor. I have no idea. I don't watch Marvel, but I'm assuming those two guys dressed in black are bodyguards. It's unclear why they're facing backwards and what the two guys behind him are doing, so I would say if you could give it clarity and maybe just use the camera to show what's going on within the shot, then that would just help make it, I would be able to understand better. So that's the first scene. The movement, for what he's saying, you don't really need him to go up and down or whatever. I mean, you can. I know that Ed Bound does a lot of stuff like that where he has them move these huge movements when they're talking. Personally, I think you can communicate a lot more with subtle movements because this mayor doesn't seem to be in a super like hyper character moment where he's like, "Here's Captain America, whoa!" He's just kind of saying, "Here's Captain America." So I don't really agree with the choice of movement for his body. If any of this actually makes any sense, great, because It's not making sense to me. So then Captain America steps up to the podium. Okay, that's what the guys in the back are doing. The guys in the back are like standing there. I guess they're being guards or something, or like making sure nobody gets through. So now I understand. Now this is something I see in a lot of people's animations when they start out, is the set will shake. This is just from usually moving your hands in there and bumping stuff. It's totally normal, but that's something you have to be aware of. Yeah, you just have to be aware of it. Try to fix it in your next one. And so he steps up to the podium, and then he does this little shiny shield effect, and the shield like glistens in the sunlight. That was a pretty cool shot. Like, I like the choice of camera angles. One thing I want to say is the image is breaking apart. I don't know if this is a vector photo or what, but like there's these huge splotches all over it. It just doesn't look pretty. Just be aware of it, I guess. That's all I have to say. It doesn't look good right there. Okay, I like this shot. This is a great shot. The lighting is very, very good. I like how the light comes in from the back. One thing I would say is I think he's trying to watch TV. Either that or he's looking out the window, but I think he's trying to watch TV. If he's trying to watch TV, there will be a light on his face from the TV that will flicker. And so I feel like you could have added a little light, like just taken a flashlight, put it on the other side, made a hole in the wall, like where you can't see in the shot, made a hole in the wall with the Legos, shone the light through there. That would have been perfect. But it's just a backlight, kind of like you would have in a normal room. So I think I know what he tried to do, but I mean, otherwise, that I like that shot. I really like that shot. I just feel like it could have had the extra oomph if you just added the practical light from the television. Okay, right there, his pops like he's surprised. That's another thing. If you could have maybe put the camera behind his shoulder and show what he's looking at. I'm assuming he's watching the mayor present Captain America to the crowds. I'm assuming. So I'm gonna guess that's what it is, and it would be nice to see over the shoulder. Maybe something crazy happens, and that's why his head goes whoa, or maybe hey, Captain America's alive. I thought he died. So that would have been nice right there. Otherwise, great shot. I like that shot. Okay, then Captain America takes his shield, puts it down. Same shot. I'm not digging the set design because you can tell it's a set. This is something that a lot of people do when they start out. They will build the set and they'll put the camera too far away and you'll be able to see the whole set. And if you can't do a shot, then don't do it. Like, don't build a whole... If you want to get a shot where there's a whole stadium or like a huge place and you don't have enough Legos, then don't build it. Just stick with what you can do. So I don't love the set, but that's always something you can improve in your next video. It zooms in, very nice, and he blinks, or winks, I should say, and the video ends. So I do wish you would have completed that wink, and I don't know if there's a part 2, but I do wish that like maybe something would have happened, or I really don't know anything about Marvel, so this is really hard for me to say. Yeah, I would have liked to see more. Okay, we're gonna move on now. We'll be reacting to Copyright Among Us. This one is actually just it's a hand-drawn animation that this guy cut out and animated, which is cool. So let's watch it. Okay, so scissors go and cut out the little guy. I don't play Among Us. Okay, first of all, the music does not need to be there. You could have just don't. It's like this poppy music. I am struggling with the music. Oh man. Okay, that was cool. I like how he drew out the scene. I don't understand why I just flipped the page. Okay. Then the imposter. I know a little bit. The imposter kills the poor guy. Okay. Oh, pink guy. Yeah, so the pink guy is gonna call an emergency meeting. Very nice little shot at the end. I like that. Okay, that's pretty cool. So let's go back to the beginning. First, those scissors come and cut out. It would have been nice if that actually cut out in real time, because from what I can tell, you did the scissor animation and then you cut it out, and then it pops out. It would have been nice if it actually cut out that. It would have been nice if it actually had cut out. I mean, sometimes it's really hard. I did do one of these very similar animations a long time ago, and I did the little scissor thing, and I actually used real scissors and cut it out. So you could do something like that next time. Okay, and it pops out, and then it crosses the stream. I liked that. It's very creative. I like the style. It's really cool. I would say it'd be nice if they weren't jumping, if he wasn't like going so fast. Like it maybe if it was the character kind of did, maybe he did a little walk across the field. That would be cool. By the way, the characters are very good too. And I kind of get that, yeah, you probably want to have a little bit of a stop motion feel. Okay, that part, it was not really super necessary because it was very blurry. This part also, you don't need in there. You could have cut that out. Because I, as somebody who doesn't know what, I've never played Among Us, I don't know why he's running in circles. And see right there, they go to the room, and first they're just black and pink, and then all of a sudden they all appear. That could have been part of the game, I don't know, but I wish they would have all come through the door, like walking through, like going. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy, just a little bunny hop around. That would have been cool. I'm a little sad that you didn't put that in there. Okay, and then they have their conversation. Okay, so here's where Black gets ejected from the spaceship. Very good job. I like the whole feel of this, how it feels very like the hand-drawn, cut out kind of thing. It's really cool. Yeah, just again, there's some parts you don't need. And the music at the beginning, I feel like you didn't need. I mean, maybe it's part of the game, I don't know, but I didn't feel like you needed it at all. Overall, very good job on this animation. Again, just maybe add more frames, make it a little more interesting. And these are just things that honestly everybody does, so don't feel too bad if you've done them before. I've done them. I'm pretty sure every stop motion animator ever has done them, so let's move on. Okay, this is the guy where he didn't really say I could react to it, but he kind of said, can you do a review of this please? And so, I mean, if he really doesn't like it, I can just cut it from the video altogether, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he wanted me to do it. Okay, so this is like a typical animation, my first animation. It's good actually for first animation. The sets are pretty cool. Like they're not over the top and they're not anything like, I'm not confused what they are. The movement is way too fast, as is typical of a first animation. Same with my first animation. Check out the reaction up here somewhere. So they're going out on the plane. I really liked that part actually, where they're going on the plane and then the plane lands and the camera kind of falls off, and at the same time you see the character fall out, so it's kind of like the camera turned into the person. That's cool. And then the police are grabbing them and taking them away. That part I'm confused about, but I mean, I'll have to see what happens. Okay, so they're back in the house now. And they're walking away. Like, I think they're robbing a store? I'm not really sure, honestly. Oh, wow. Okay, so they crashed. And that cuts down a bunch of hay or something, or it's one of those farming equipment things. Yeah, it's cutting all this stuff down. There's like a knee that comes in somewhere, and like a foot and a hand, and you see all these things coming in. It reminds me of when I started, 'cause I did the same exact thing. But by your like 10th animation, you'll have gotten over it. Your animations will be, you'll look back at your own animations one day. If you're watching this, if you're anybody watching this, if you do your first animation, you'll go back and watch it and be like, ooh, yeah, I should have worked on that. But this is a really good animation for the first animation. The story is, to be honest, very unclear. This, I feel like, does have a story, but I'm not sure what it is. I know there's a truck and these two guys that are going unloading stuff. And then I think they're moving into a house. I think that's the point. I'm not sure. This is what I mean. The story is unclear of what's happening. Okay, I like the part where the plane goes through the house. That's a cool effect. Okay, and then the plane lands. And they get out of the plane. Okay, so I want to pause it for a second and just note that there are a lot of things that are changing in this video. The lighting is changing, the camera is constantly moving. If you are starting out making animations, don't move your camera and turn off all your lights, block out all the sun, and use one light, and don't move the light. Keep it in one place and keep it at like one position in your set, and don't keep moving the light. Because in stop motion, every time you move the light, the whole scene will change. So that is my main thing here, is that it's like my first animation actually. My first animation was moving all over the place, the lighting was changing like crazy. The camera wasn't moving because unfortunately I was using a laptop and the camera could not move, but this is really common. It just makes it harder to watch, honestly, when there's stuff always constantly moving. I think I did actually see some genuine leg moving, which is very rare for I like that part. I like where they all get on the base plates and move around. Much better than what I did, where I would just have them hop, or even worse, just teleport. Very rare for beginners animations to actually have, if it's with a Lego, I mean, it's very rare for it to have the Lego actually move their legs. Most people start with the hopping or the teleporting. I started with the teleporting, unfortunately. This person did a little bit of hopping, it's something all beginners do, honestly. And it's something, as you learn animation, you'll grow in and you'll get better at. So this is actually a really good first animation. And I'd say work on the story. Work on the story first. Work on not having the camera move too much, or the lights. Keep the lights in the camera pretty still. Try getting some leg movement in as you keep progressing in your animation skills. That will make it 10, 20, 30 times better. So good job. And I also like that you made it be cinema mode. It fits perfectly on my screen. Thank you. Okay, this next one's by Finlay again, The Explorer. You might be wondering why I put two of Finlay's in here. It's because he's a great animator. No, it's because he is a great animator, but it's also because I just wanted another animation in here, and I liked both of his, and I thought they're both great animations. So we're gonna do two today, just because. Okay, now we're about to watch The Explorer, a brick film by Finlay M Animations. Let's watch. I might have to mute this. Sorry, guys. Sorry, this is gonna be so boring. There's no audio. If somehow there's no audio, here's what he says. What a lovely day. And then he goes down the river. Ah. I'm a bad narrator. I can tell you had a fun time recording this voiceover. This is great. Okay, that was cool. Let's rewind. Okay, so first of all, I love the sets. Nice job, especially with putting the extension on the wall behind behind the set to give it that extra depth. Putting that little paper like drawing you did, that's pretty cool. I've never done that before. The sound effects are pretty good. I do think the voice, it doesn't sound, I don't know, it just doesn't fit the ambience as well. I think what needs to happen is there needs to be sound effects of the jungle the whole time, because there's periods of silence. In a jungle, there would not be silence. There'd be a lot of animals making noises all the time. But the animation, good job on the animation. I love the idea of the animation. This is what I mean by a good story. If you can get an example of a good story, this is an example of a good story for an animation. It's like, oh, what would happen if he was running from an alligator and he was in a canoe? This would happen. And then the alligator comes back once more. Okay, then yeah, I mean, the animation's pretty good. There's a couple times where you can see the trees are bumping. because he's probably getting his hands in there and moving the tree on accident. Like I said with the other ones, it happens. It does. It's totally not something you do because you're a bad animator. It's something you do because you have hands and you have to move the puppet. I just love the whole joke. Like, I like how the alligator comes at the end. It's kind of, I don't know, it's cool. Okay, nice, sweet. Yeah, so I did have one more in the hat, but I feel like this video is long enough. I feel like we've done enough, and I feel like that was a good one to end it on. So thank you for everybody who let me react to their videos. Some people asked for it, some people didn't, but I asked them. So thank you for everybody who is involved. All of their channels will be in the description. What am I doing with my hands? The videos were great. Obviously, some people are at different stages, but that does not mean that one person is better than another person at animation. It just means they're in different stages of their stop motion journey. Some people are just starting off, and some people, especially like Finlay, he's more along. He's been doing this for maybe a few years now, and so he's obviously gonna have a lot more experience. But for the people who started out, I'm not trying to put you guys down. I just want to react to your animations, give you some pointers on what to do. Top things I see are people bumping things with their hands when they're starting out, their knees getting into the shot, their hands getting into the shot, the lights moving, the camera's moving. These are all things that when you start out are going to happen. So those are some things that you need to watch out for when you're starting off in stop motion. And the other one I did talk a lot about was set design and story. You need a good story and good set design. Those are essential. And I honestly thought that everybody did a pretty good job with that. I honestly thought all of the animations were pretty good, especially considering everybody's in a different part of their journey. Now, if you thought those animations were awesome and you want to learn how to make those yourself, this video right here will get you started on your stop motion journey. All the channels I reacted to are linked in the description. Again, bye.